Welcome to my channel. My name is Sydney, and today's video is going to be about learning to be in solitude and what benefits come from it. It is a beautiful day outside. Like, I got my window open and it's shining, but I got my exposure down, so it doesn't look like much, but it just what works for me. So let's get into it. So what is solitude? Solitude is a state of learning to not learning, but a state of being alone. I feel like it's important for everybody to experience solitude at least some point in their life. It's important. Why is it important? For one, there's so much clarity. Like from the outside noise and other people, your friends, family, probably spouse, you just, whoever you're around all the time. And then another reason why is you get to learn how to be alone. And believe it or not, a lot of people do not know how to be alone. I think everybody knows that at this big age we are. I don't know. We all know a lot of people can't be alone, and that's why a lot of people are stuck in dead end relationships, dead end friendships, not really seeking self. And another thing I feel like is important about being in solitude is getting to know yourself. So for the first topic, we're going to talk about learning to be alone. Sorry, a little piece of my hair was, oh, that's my bag. So we're going to talk about learning how to be alone. So like I said, a lot of people don't know how to be alone. And me personally, I've always enjoyed my own vibe as a teenager. As an adult, I want to say the first time I ever experienced solitude was when I was 20 and I moved into my first apartment. And what I learned was it was boring, but it was very peaceful. Yeah, it was just me and my son, and I just noticed that I was able to take better care of myself without being around other people every day. I'm not arguing about how I want things. I'm not arguing about, somebody throwing off the vibe or coming in with an attitude. And I really just, when you be by yourself, you really start doing other things that involve yourself. So I was taking more time to cook instead of eating fast food. Even though I've always been big on health, I just had more time to tend to myself and not worry about other people. It really ignited something in me, and it really just showed me I can live without other people. I started to do other things that made me more happy with me and I didn't have to rely on people for that comfort. The second thing I learned about learning to be alone is the outside noise. Clarity. I heard somebody, I think it was, what is his name? It's so something. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I think he used to be like a game streamer or something like that. And then he kind of like jumped into the spiritual community. But I can say one thing he ain't lie about is when he said groups are for people who are lost. That is so true to me, because I used to, now, even though I knew how to be alone, that's just being in the house. But do you know how to be alone outside in the world? Do you know how to have a good time by yourself? Do you know how to enjoy things without other people? So I was a people's person. I had a lot of friends, and I liked having friends. I liked being around people. I like making people laugh. I enjoy being, you know, the life of the party sometimes. I enjoy being, you know, being around good vibes, and you know what I'm talking about. The vibes from when you was a fucking teenager. But I was about, you know, 19, 20 when I was really, you know, calling myself having friends and call myself having a lot of friends. So, when I was 20, I went through something like very, very, very traumatic. Won't get into it. But I isolated myself purposely on some I'm just done with everybody type shit. Because I feel like a lot of people were taking sides. But anyways, that's beyond the point. What I would say, when I stepped away from the crowd and I got to look at everybody else and what they have going on from the outside, a lot of things was clear to me, even though, you know, what I just said, like if you're in groups, you're lost. Like I kind of understood that, because people be following behind each other. People really don't know themselves. Everybody's just doing the same thing. So when I stepped out away from the crowd, I could see things clearly for what they are, you know. And it doesn't matter if you try to be somebody who's not problematic. If you're hanging around people who are problematic, they're going to be problematic to you, whether you're problematic to them or not. So what I started realizing is a lot of people who do be in groups every day and do be around their friends every day, they are lost. And that's the reason why they always have something negative going on. They're always in drama. This is for my fellas who like to be in the streets. They're always, you know, having some type of devastating event that was probably gonna traumatize them, and they really didn't have to even experience that. They did that on their own whim because of what they wanted, who they wanted to hang around, and what they wanted to be like. So when I step away from the crowd, I realized a lot of people are not friends with the people they hang with. They're really just hanging with them because, like I said, they don't know how to be alone, and they're grown now, so they're not at home. You get grown and you still don't know how to be alone. You're gonna hang around people all day who don't have no sense of direction. And not only are they not your friends, but not are they only using you for your energy and to keep company because they're bored, but they low-key don't even like you. They're in competition with you, and they might be jealous of you, and they might just only mess with you because you have less than them, and you make them feel better about themselves. I've seen it. And with that, I want to say, when you do decide to step away from the crowd, it can cause problems, because it's like, who do you think you are? You think you're better than us? Like all of a sudden you switching, you changing up, and they can't see that vision because they're so stuck in their way of how they already had their perception of you. So it's just like, oh, you like, you know, they can't they don't like it. And if you're a person who has bigger dreams, and you know that you're different from a lot of people around you, but you hang around them because they're cool, or because you feel like, you know, they have potential to change, or, you know, you just feel like they really have your best interest in heart, take a step back and you'll find out they don't. They might not see your vision either, and that might cause issues, because it's like, damn, I thought you was my dog. But you just really have to accept, when you step back, you really just look at it from all sides, and you really have to accept that people that you hang around do not have the same mindset as you, or their mental capacity is not high enough to grip the things that you are visual about and the things you see for yourself. For example, when I was 18, and any topic I choose to speak about, just know it came from a life experience, and I just took a moment and said, aha, you feel me? I learned the lesson, I got it. So anyways, when I was 18, my mom had sent me a documentary called What the Health. If you know, you know. And if you're my close friend, if you was my friend back then, you probably know how that turned out for me. So my mom sent me the video What the Health. This little side story. I be acting like y'all know them teachers who stop teaching and they tell a story. That's me. And that's how I was when I substitute. When I used to be a substitute. Like, forget that word. Let's talk about life. When I was 18, I was still with my first son's dad, and my mom had sent me the What the Health thing. And at that time, I had wanted to lose weight. I was very depressed. I was just very low, in a low spot, low self-esteem, depressed, and I couldn't even figure out why. And subconsciously I knew why, but like I guess I wasn't really facing it. But she sent me the What the Health documentary, and I watched it, and I went cold turkey vegan. When I turned the documentary on, my child's father, he was supposed to watch it with me, and I turned it on for us. One of my love languages is sharing knowledge and being able to communicate on the same level and frequency. You understand what I'm saying? You understand my perception, whatever. But anyways, he went to sleep. So I just knew right then and there, like, we not even gonna be here with it. Like, he's missing out on what the documentary is saying. But when I made that decision to become vegan, a lot of people around me was not supportive. They were ignorant. And he was a person who was ignorant about it. Like, oh, and I took my son into that too. I took my son into not eating meat. He was getting ready to come off of milk. So instead of going to dairy, we went almond. And I just found other ways to make food delicious without meat. And my child's father was just like, oh, you you're not gonna feed my son gonna eat chicken and you're gonna starve my son and all this other stuff. And I just knew, like, I think that was the breaking point for us right there. But it led me into a small amount of time where I was by myself for a long time. And I shut out that outside noise. Like, even friends, even other people, like, girl, you ain't no vegan. You not stopping eating meat. Girl, what is it even a vegan? Like, that shit gonna be nasty as hell. And I don't regret the decision from staying away from certain people while I was making my transition or while I was learning, because it had so many benefits. My mind was so clear. You couldn't even, I was so calm, you couldn't even start an argument with me, because the first thing that would come out of my mouth is, are you okay? And I was just really at peace mentally. I was losing the weight. My skin was clearing. I had so much energy. And that was my reward for not even listening to people and listening to yourself. When you're around other people, you don't know how to listen to yourself. Do not be scared to get the fuck away from people if you are thinking something and you're not sure if they're going to be receptive of it, or if they're going to be supportive of it. There is a reward in listening to yourself. Get away from people. People will be enablers and encourage dumb shit that you do, but they won't do nothing to like take you to the next level in life. A lot of people won't do that. So when you stay away from people, you can really just think very clearly. You don't have nobody telling you, man, that would be lame. Man, that's hard to do. Man, or you think you really can make it. Like, you need to, when you get away from people like that, make sure when you decide to come back around people that you choose people who are on the same wavelength as you, who probably not want to do the same exact thing as you, but have their own vision, and they are goal oriented, and they are taking action for it, and they're not haters. Because just because somebody is have their own stuff going, don't mean they won't put their foot on your neck so you don't go above them. But I think you can learn to be more discerning when you're not around people. You really can be able to hear God. You can really be able to hear your own intuition yourself, whoever or whatever you believe in. You're not missing anything by taking your time away from people, just being around people every day. If you're around people all day, every day, I know for a fact you're not working toward your own goals. I know for a fact you're not handling your business. I know for a fact you don't even have your own life or routine, because if you did, you wouldn't be stuck underneath these people all the time. People wake up, get dressed to go be with people every day. I wake up, I have a routine. My kids are on the way to school. I'm probably working out or planning for something else. I don't got time to be around people every day. And even when I'm not doing something that's related to my routine, guess what? I'm probably finding a way to entertain myself or finding a way to learn more information about something that I'm interested in. Okay? So, the third reason why it's important to experience solitude some point in your life is because you get to know yourself. I say the best for last because it is such a privilege to know yourself. You don't stop getting to know yourself. There are millions of people walking out here who do not know who they are. And when you don't know who you are, you really just go through life aimlessly. You really just, it's like, what are you doing here, basically? So when I say getting to know yourself, I mean, taking time to yourself, figuring out what it is that you like, what is it that you don't like, what is it that you will accept, what is it that you won't accept, what are your dreams and aspirations, what are the things that make you hold you back from going after those things. Just what type of life do you want to live? Like, how do you react emotionally to certain things? Like, it's so important to know yourself, because when you don't know yourself, you just accept and go with anything. When you don't know yourself, you will literally be hanging around with people that you ain't got no motherfucking business being around. An example of somebody not knowing themselves, a dude who's portraying to be somebody he's not. Like, I've seen people that I've grown up with, and they didn't really get much attention because they didn't know how to display themselves in a way that showed their true authentic self. So they were just nice. There is a difference between being nice and being kind. When you're nice, you're just trying to get people to like you, so it's just like you're doing corny shit. But when you're kind, you're a good person, you do stuff, but whatever personality you have is gonna seep through. You don't have to pretend that you're so hard and you just this and that. You don't know yourself. I feel like a lot of hood dudes don't know themselves because they're all following off of each other. They're all competing with each other, trying to see who has the most money, who has, had sex with the most women. But in reality, if that's the only thing that makes you confident, or that's what you value, you really don't have any value within yourself. Everything is outside yourself. Everything is validation, because how many women you sleep with, who are you getting the validation from? How much money you got, who are you getting the validation from? And a lot of y'all don't even like to spend money, so it's like you're trying to impress men. That might be a daddy issue, but that's another story. We ain't here to talk about daddy issues. We're here to talk about learning how to be alone, and how to shut out the noise and listen to yourself and learn yourself. So Um, yes, and then even for women, like an example for myself of me not knowing myself is, like I said, I was hanging with people who did not have my best interests at heart. And I go back and I look at a lot of the people that I've hanged with, and I be like, no shade, this is real. I could talk about my experience. That don't mean I'm talking about you. But I just look back and I be like, I had no business, no business being with that person. I don't even know how we became friends. But at the same time, I went through a little naive phase, and I would become friends with people if they were nice. I assume if you're nice to me, you like me. And because I'm not being nice to somebody I don't like, you really, when you get to learn yourself, you really get to realize there are not many people like you out there. Just because you're nice and you give genuine vibes and you a girl's girl, people be befriending you for automotive reasons. And if you don't know yourself, if you're not in touch with that intuition that we talked about, and learning to shut out the outside noise and listen to yourself, you will miss it. You will be friends with a whole enemy, someone who's plotting against you. And that's just real. Another example of not knowing yourself is being in a relationship and not knowing what to do outside of a relationship. Like when you are so codependent that you don't know what you would do in your own life without somebody else that you did not come into this world with, you don't know yourself. Because why don't you have your own individual life outside of your relationship? And I've dealt with this before. I always know what I would do and who I would be. So it definitely didn't take going through a relationship to it really didn't take going through a relationship for me to realize that. But I will always realize how those people uh, detoured my journey. If you're in a relationship and you don't know what to do without that other person, you have no routine, you have no friends, you have no dreams, you have no career, you have no motion outside of that person, and that literally tells you where you're gonna go in life. You're not gonna go anywhere. You don't even and it's a dead end relationship, because most of the time when people are in relationships and they don't know themselves, they literally accept anything that the person that they're in a relationship with is doing to them. And the person cheats, they don't have the strength to leave because they don't know how to live a life without another person. If the person puts their hands on them, there are so many factors that go into that why a person won't leave. But one of them is not knowing yourself, not trusting yourself and believing in yourself enough for you to be okay and take yourself somewhere else, far, not just distance wise, but far in life. You don't believe in yourself. You don't think you deserve better. You haven't sat down and acknowledged your own qualities of why you don't deserve certain things. So you just accept anything, person disrespecting you. You shouldn't be letting anybody emotionally abuse you. And since my own self-discovery has got deeper, one thing that has changed that I can say is, and like I said, we're humans, so we're here for a human experience. A lot of the things that we go through in life, do in life, are going to involve other people, because that's what we're here. We're here to socialize. Sadly, we just can't do it without having to take precaution. But like I said, I always knew my dreams. I always knew my goals. I always knew what I wanted to be in life. But being around other people who do not see the vision can make you procrastinate. And you just get the vibe, and the vibe when somebody doesn't support you, or somebody doesn't see the vision, or somebody gets quiet when you're excited talking about something you're passionate about. You just know. So with one thing with me, I realize this is who I am. So guess what? I'm gonna hang with other people who believe in themselves. I'm gonna hang with other people who see the potential in themselves as well as they see the potential in you, because a person can only see as much greatness in you that they see in themselves, because they don't even see themselves like that. So it's like, for you to be around them, like, who is you? Who do you think you are? And it can cause problems. it could cause big fallouts. And me knowing that I'm a person, I handle my business. I have an agenda. Okay, I got a planner over there. I make sure every day, every appointment, anything that I have goes in that journal. So I handle my business. So I'm also hanging with women who handle their business. I'm very ambitious. So I'm hanging with women who are ambitious. But I realized, if you are that, or you are the type of woman that I just described, who handles their business, who's ambitious, who has big visions, dreams, and aspirations, you cannot even hang with a woman who is not on that same type of time on you, even on just some having fun. Because once I befriended this girl, but I knew, like, in my mind, consciously, not subconsciously, I knew this in my mind, that, you know, I keep her on this level, her at this level. Like, she ain't got shit going, but I'm gonna fuck with her, you know, when I want to have a good time, when I want to, basically, when I ain't got shit to do and all my business is handled, I'm gonna hang with her. I kept it at the level. I never told that girl any of my business. I never got real intimate and close with her. But people move, people don't understand the way they see themselves dictates how they move. And that was the clarity that I need. This girl was talking behind my, you know, she wanted to be my friend, but I kept it, you know, I said I was gonna keep it at a certain level. She befriended me and I allowed that. And why would you, and she was so quick calling me sis and all this other stuff like that. And it's like, I found out that she was talking so much shit about me to multiple people. Like, I'm doing her hair. Yeah, calling me her sis, telling me how pretty I am. And it's like, the things I heard her say about me, it's like, why would you befriend somebody to talk shit about them? And it really was just jealousy, y'all. It was the most of the shit that she said was about niggas. So, and then you're using me at the same time because I'm doing your hair and I'm not even charging you. I'm doing this out the kindness of my heart because you kind of showing me that you want to fuck with me on a heavier level. But now I realize you just can't allow that. And like I said, people move. The way people move is out of the way that they think about themselves and their subconscious. So I'm pretty sure this person already knows, like, you know, I ain't really got shit going. You know, I ain't really got shit going with myself. I be in this mess. I be in this mess. You know, I don't really do this. I don't really do that. So nobody really takes me seriously. So, bitch, I don't take me seriously, and I'm not gonna take you seriously. Because if you're hanging with me, you're just like me. And you just gotta let people be. You gotta let it be alone. And that's it.